Everybody, good morning. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Wednesday morning. We have a well-defined cold front right in this area here this morning. And in fact, if I draw in reality where it actually is and not just with this forecast model, it's actually more right here this morning. Kind of. Right in there. Basically, it's south of Albion, Ord, Broken Bow, North Platte, Imperial, but it's north of Lexington, McCook, the Tri-Cities, Columbus, Norfolk. It's right in that area right in there this morning. So it's a very well-defined cold front. It is in the process of stalling out, and it's going to try to lift back to the north today. South of the boundary, it is breezy, south winds. It is warm in the 60s, and it is a little humid this morning. North of it, it is very cold. I take that back. It is cold, but it's November cold. It's what you would expect in November, 20s and 30s. There is a very sharp drop-off in temperatures, and we have a brisk north wind with lots of cloud cover. Can't remember about maybe a little bit of freezing drizzle out there in some spots to the north this morning. Let's play this out through the day. That front is going to either stay steady or maybe lift back to the north just a little bit. And those that get on the south side of that front, you're going to get to experience a warm day. So if it can lift back north through some of these areas like Imperial, you get to sneak in one warm day. So it's going to be in the 70s in many locations, strong south winds. North of the boundary, it stays cold and cloudy and brisk north winds. Then the front tries to change its orientation a little bit and aligns more southwest to northeast this evening. So it'll be pointing from about the southwest corner of Nebraska to the northeast part of Nebraska, right in here. Out ahead of it, still a warm, windy night. And it's going to get very windy, by the way, today, out ahead of that front. And showers and thunderstorms begin to develop. Up north, maybe a little snow, but maybe more freezing rain than anything here. You have to watch for some slick conditions here in northern Nebraska tonight. And then the front comes plowing eastward after midnight. Rain and thunderstorms, maybe isolated severe weather, and a drop in temperatures. 3 a.m., here it is moving through the Tri-Cities, Norfolk, back down towards the Harlan County, Furnace County area, and it should be through the Tri-Cities by about 5 o'clock or so. And by 7 a.m. tomorrow, there it is in eastern portions of Nebraska. Most of us are now behind the front. It's much colder, brisk northwest winds, a little bit of moisture, maybe some freezing rain again up north. We're going to have to watch these areas here, and maybe some rain and thunderstorms along that frontal boundary. It will push east and out of the area tomorrow morning. The rest of us, the sun will return as the morning goes on. A sunny but a cold and blustery day out there tomorrow. Wind's still a bit breezy tomorrow night. Otherwise, it would be very cold tomorrow night. It's going to be cold, but it would be much colder if the winds didn't stay up a bit. So it's going to be a cold, somewhat breezy night with mainly clear skies, a few clouds up north heading towards Friday morning. A couple of things to talk about. First, the severe weather side of things. The latest update just came out, actually, from the Storm Prediction Center. They decided to throw in a marginal risk of severe weather for later today. And this is tonight. Obviously, it's after midnight. When that cold front comes through, there is a slim chance of some severe weather. Your main threat looks to be damaging wind gusts up over 60 miles per hour. With this front coming through. And then some of that might linger into tomorrow morning over eastern Nebraska, so there is a small chance there before that clears out by mid to late morning, basically. Then there's the wintry side of things. A winter weather advisory for our northern Nebraska viewers, at least for Kippaha, Brown, and Rock County in the local 4 viewing area, and then westward towards Sheridan and Cherry County there. This is maybe not so much for snow. There may be some minor snow, but there could be some icing here. We could see some slick road conditions later tonight. Now, officially, it starts at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Central Time continues until noon tomorrow, but the bulk of it would happen later on tonight through early tomorrow morning. Again, it's not going to be a huge icing event, but up to, I would say, 5-10 hundredths of an inch of ice not out of the question. It might get worse up in the Dakotas, actually, if you look at this graphic here. But there may be some slick spots in northern Nebraska. Keep that in mind tomorrow morning if you live up north and you're going to be commuting tomorrow morning. It might be a little on the slick side. Well, on the temperatures for today, these are your official highs for today. 70s for many of us and 30s up north. But the wild card is going to be right in the middle here. It could go either way. It just depends on where exactly that front ends out later today. If it can lift far enough north, maybe it gets to the 70s in North Platte, Broken Bow, maybe, or Albion, Norfolk. If it doesn't, it could be colder here. It just depends on where that front ends up being. It will be colder up north. That's a guarantee. It will be warmer in the south. That's a guarantee. It's this middle area. That's a little more up in the air right now. And then tonight, your official lows by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, 20s and 30s, but eastern Nebraska not as cold. But really, let's play this out. We'll look at our future temps here. Let's back this up real quick here. So watch how this plays out. There's that front, again, trying to lift back to the north just a little bit. Warm south of it, much colder to the north, and then here comes the colder air Most of it not coming until after midnight tonight. It comes plowing through there. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Still warm in the east to start the day tomorrow, but it won't take long before they drop off as well, and we spend most of the day in the 30s and the 40s. Official highs for tomorrow will go with 30s and 40s, but again, eastern Nebraska could end up having highs much warmer until that drops off. Now, the other thing I want to mention here real quick, I'm going to go back to the future temperatures product right here. Tri-City specific here. Our record warm minimum temperature for today is 50 in GI and Hastings and 55 in Kearney. And the all-time November record warm minimum temperature is 59. Watch our temperatures. They will stay above that all day long in the 60s and low 70s through midnight tonight, because midnight's the important, that's when the clock changes over to the next date. Because of that, we should shatter the daytime record, the daily record, and we should probably break the all-time November record as well, because it will not drop below those temperatures until well after midnight when we move into the next calendar day. So we should see records broken in the Tri-Cities and other areas as well that keep track of records, but specifically I'm mentioning the Tri-Cities. Well, let's move on to tomorrow night. Now, after the cold day tomorrow, it's going to be very cold tomorrow night in the teens for lows, maybe some single digits off to the northwest. And then highs tomorrow, we're looking at high temperatures on Friday. It's going to be cold, it's going to be breezy out there. Highs mostly in the 30s. Let's look at the long-range forecast. You can see it there. Say goodbye to the warmth after today. 72 today, 42 at best tomorrow. The one chance of rain, we're not going to pick up a lot of rain, unfortunately. It's a good chance, but we won't pick up a whole lot of moisture out of that, unfortunately, because of the fast-moving nature of the cold front. And then it's just cold beyond today. Highs in the mid to upper 30s and lower 40s. A couple of breezy days there, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday. Lows in the teens. Best chance of maybe dropping to the single digits will be Friday night and Saturday morning with the lighter winds out there. And the long-range forecast shows that cold is sticking around all the way through the end of next week, with a couple of more reinforcing shots of colder air. We're not warming up anytime soon, unfortunately. It's going to be holding tough for quite some time. I do want to show a quick national map, and then I'm going to wrap things up here. This is today. There comes the colder air, and it just kind of settles in for a long time. It tries to warm up, but then a reinforcing shot of cold air there. Tries to warm up maybe again by Thursday, but then another reinforcing shot of cold air by the end of next week. And it looks like this is long range now. We're talking about next weekend already here. Look up north in Canada there. It looks like another shot of cold air could be coming south that might even be worse than the previous ones. We're not warming up anytime soon. Most of the country is going to deal with it. It's not just us. I mean, let's back this up. Look at most of the other parts of the country. Maybe the desert southwest a little bit there, but not much anytime soon. So, going to be warm for a while here, or cold for a while after today, so I guess take advantage of today. Well, I want to thank you all for watching on this Wednesday morning. I'll see you all again on Thursday. Take care. God bless. Bye.